From LALATE News headquarters in Santa Monica, this is the Midday Report on LALATE.
It's a big midday and a big holidays, LALATE, right live from Santa Monica, California, right now with the incredible great news about your fourth stimulus check date of 2021. In this recording, we go over the breaking news on that and then turn to holidays decor in the second half. The big breaking news as we go into a big noontime is that Chuck Schumer has now signaled there's going to be a passage date in the Senate. He represents that the entire RECON is going to become a law by Christmas. OMG, it's breaking at noontime. He says that the RECON will keep everything that's basically in there from the House and may have a few more items added in there as well. I'll have the latest details in this big recording. We'll go over these incredible checks that are in this incredible RECON that'll pay you the biggest payout you've ever seen on this channel. Then we go over to the big money that is available right today to pay for your checks and your bills across the board. Viewers are getting on average $5,000 this day, this week, by the hour, on the hour, to pay for their bills. And where is it coming from? It's coming from third stimulus. I'm going to show you how to get it. Student loan debt forgiveness, the latest on that. Fifth stimulus, and the latest on that. But you know what the title of this show is about? It's about holidays. And in this recording, we go over this. I mean, what is this thing? What is this? It's a reindeer dog Christmas tree with a belt. I go over how to choose your holiday decor to confuse your friends and family even before the first holiday drink kicks in. Those details and more as a big holidays alley gets underway, and I have a big breaking news report about Casino. Yes, a big news about Casino. It's coming up in this recording, and it starts right now. Hey, good afternoon, everybody. I hope you're having a beautiful day, and here we go. That incredible RECON is going for a vote, and Chuck Schumer says that the RECON will become a law by Christmas. Oh my goodness, this is breaking news you're hearing for the first time on holidays. I have all the latest details. Those RECON checks are going in there. Lots of checks. You're going to see the biggest payout across the board with programs that'll pay you about $15,000 a start, but may pay you on average $40,000 to $50,000. I'm going to go over these incredible programs and these checks that are in this RECON. We'll be turning back to third stimulus that is available right today to get your bills paid. It's huge. And we turn to student loan debt forgiveness, the latest on that, plus fifth stimulus. And then, of course, in the second half of this video, we go over the incredible great news about that big money in this RECON. But first, let's go to the exciting news off the board, is that the RECON is now signaling that it's going to the finish line. Leader Schumer, in a series of reports that are featured today on Afternoons and Evenings later tonight, you can see the breaking details, has a new letter out that says that the RECON will go for a vote. and will become a law by Christmas. This is huge. Can he get it? You're going to see my analysis on Afternoons LA tonight at 3 o'clock and Evenings LA at 5 o'clock. What's important for you to know is that this recon that Chuck Schumer is calling for a vote is going to keep in there so far everything that the House had in there at least. And that House had in there a lot of checks for you. Those checks across this incredible recon will be the single biggest payouts you've ever seen in the history of this channel for a single individual, at least $15,000, but potentially a lot more than this number, a lot more, closer to $40,000 to $50,000. What are these incredible programs and what are these incredible checks for you? Let's go over each of them starting right now. Hazard pay and the money for the elders got in the first cluster. Wow, this is the earned income tax credit for the essential workers. One more year. $4,000 to care for young children got that in there as well. Elder care got in there. They got the Pell Grant, $550 checks for the college students. They got in there the home repairs if you live in a low-income community. They got the CTC, the child tax credit, for one more year as well. And they got $12,500 for the purchase of a new electric vehicle. Wow. The first add-on from Maxine Waters got in there as well and is so far staying in there additionally. And that is money to buy your first home. That is huge. A lot of viewers want this, including Lynn Glenn. And this is a big payday across the board. How much is this? She won in $25,000. It'll be a little bit less, but boy, that is still deliciousness. How do you get all these incredible sums of money? I have them later in this video. But the incredible details is that she won in $25,000. It got in there just a little bit less. Let's go to the second cluster of checks, and here we go. Home repairs and paid leave. Wow. They got child care programs, household tax credits. Universal pre-kindergarten got in there as well. And then they got in there the home repairs, which in this case is weatherizing a home. Then comes from Bob Casey, the second add-on, which is incredible, and that is $250 billion for home health care. No, he got a little bit less. He wanted $250, but he got a little bit less. And yes, this is free home health care for seniors and people on disabilities. Cluster number 3 is where the big checks come on in. And here you go. You're ready for the third cluster? There's a lot. They got in there cheaper prescription medication. They got in there free school meals for all checks. Immigration reform. They got in there farmers checks. The free internet. Also, the independent contractors checks, and then the Medicare expansion, which truly embodies a two-step process, House versus Senate. The House members got in there 2 Medicare expansions, which are hearing, and then the Medicaid gap fix. And then Bernie Sanders says on the Senate they vow to add 3 other provisions, which are the Medicaid dropping the age of Medicare, dental, and vision, which is a consistent with what we're looking at when we talk about MSC. Because when we talk about MSC, that would also be a potential add-on for those senators. In the landscape of where we have been in the last few months, it started in the month of May when I said to pick up the phone and advocate. And since the month of May, all the way up to about 2 weeks ago, thousands of viewers were told by 6 senators it's going in there. MSC stands for Multiple IRS Stimulus Check. 6 senators have told thousands of viewers since the month of May it's going to go in there when we land the Senate. So when we land in the Senate 2 weeks ago, I said to viewers, pick up the phone and re-advocate. And you have. And boy, have you done it so well. Let's go over what has happened. Number 1, Janet in this show on Wednesday before Thanksgiving picked up the phone and called Chuck Schumer's office, Majority Leader Schumer's offices, and advocated for its inclusion, was told it's going in there via Bernie Sanders. That's 2. Then Lynn Glenn last Wednesday picked up the phone and called over to then Chris Coons' office and advocated for its inclusion and was told it's going in there. The next day, Bonnie picked up the phone and called over to Liz Warren's office and was told it going in there. Yesterday, Donnie and his wife Sharon picked up the phone and called over to Ronald Wyden's office and was told it's going in there. And then Tyrell picked up the phone last week and called over to Bob Casey's office and was told it's going in there. What's important for you to do is advocate as well. Pick up the phone and advocate across the board for its inclusion. And advocacy involves picking up the phone and saying why you need it, why your family needs it, your community needs it, your church and your town, financial, medical, whatever the reason is. You want to advocate to Casey, Coons, Warren, Wyden, Sanders, and Schumer. Their names, again, that you want to advocate to are the following: Casey, Coons, Warren, Wyden, Sanders, and Schumer. What you're going to see on Afternoons LA at 3 o'clock and Evenings LA tonight at 5 o'clock is my separation and dissecting both the timeline and the substantive issues at hand. You're going to see it at the very end of the video, so stay to the very end of both of those videos. What am I looking at? I'm first looking at Chuck Schumer's timeline, because I have an issue of his timeline. I don't know if he can get it done by December 25th. It's very, very tight. I got to tell you, it's very, very tight. I'm going to show you all the different items he would have to do to get it done by December 25th. What Schumer's letter out today says is he wants his subcommittees in the Senate to take the House bill, make their additions and changes in there, and have those changes done this week or next week. And then he would call the vote. Meantime, at the same time, this is very important for you to understand, is the Senate parliamentarian, who's a nonpartisan individual, has been looking at the recon since July. She ain't starting today. She ain't starting this week. She ain't starting next week. She's been working on this since July. But she's going to get the final draft of the recon when the final draft is ready. And she's going to determine what provisions come in and out. I think this makes it even more confusing. I'm going to go over the analysis of this because if something goes out, like paid leave or immigration reform, or any of the penalty provisions, that money gets freed up. So where does the money go? It has to go somewhere else. Someone has to go decide where to do this. There's a time element with all this. And finally, you're going to see on Afternoons and Evenings LA tonight my analysis of it's a different ball game in the last 48 hours. Why? Because the Democratic senators have agreed to not be very vocal to the public and to press about what's going on until it's done. And so they don't want to do this Bernie versus Joe Manchin war of words anymore. They don't think it works. And the net result is we won't know what is in the recon until the 11th hour. And they're not going to give us updates on the hour if something's in there or something's not in there. So I'm going to go over all that analysis for you. But the great thing that you need to know is that you have done so well. Viewers have constantly been focusing on this channel, how to get money, and you have done incredible well. In the last 7 days, viewers on average have gotten $5,000 of their bills paid for rent, utilities, mortgages, and food, and internet, and more. And I don't go less than an hour if not another viewer send me a private message saying, I got that money as well. It's from third stimulus. And that money is available right today. It is for rent, utilities, mortgages, this is more. And that money is available today. And viewers are taking advantage of it. If you got third stimulus before, you can get it again. If you haven't gotten third stimulus before, you can get it now. I show you more how to get that on tonight's Afternoons LA show coming up right after this video, and Evenings LA. Moreover, we go over the other provisions that would be added by the Senate, and those details and more. And then what's coming up in the second half of Afternoons of Holidays LA. In Holidays LA today, we go over holiday decor that changes the theme up so much that you wonder a little bit too fringe or not enough. We'll be looking at colors and why colors are very important for the room and why you always go well with choosing a color and a luster and a shine that is non-generational, that'll span this test of time over 5 years, 10 years, and 20 years, because the way the product was made, the time it's sold, worked. We'll be going over all those incredible details and more. Plus, we'll be jumping in the live chat, and we'll be talking about holiday cookies with you as well. That gets you going, doesn't it? Those details as well as we come back in the commercial break. I'll be back with you in 60 seconds. But first, here's a little bit about the community page if you have questions also about getting that rent and utilities and food and more. I'll be back with you in 60 seconds as Holidays LA continues. If you want money right now, not 5 days from now, and not 5 weeks from now, then reach out to the community page. The volunteers can help you find that money for rent and utilities. That's at news.la.com/community. The community page features a series of volunteers who are viewers like you. They can help you find rent, utilities, SNAP, food benefits, mortgage assistance, and help you with eviction moratorium questions as well. Their Facebook, Twitter, and Instagram individuals reach out to them and indicate the city and state you're from, and they'll get back to you shortly. That's a community page. Volunteers working for you, viewers helping one another. Stay with LA for more. Join LALATE Daily for the excitement of the new LALATE live daily The excitement starts on mornings LALATE at 9 a.m. Home LALATE returns at 11 a.m. daily. And then afternoons LALATE at 1 p.m. Join us daily as the excitement continues live from Santa Monica on LALATE. And the excitement continues right now as LA goes into the second half of Holidays LA today. Boy, here we go. It's the holiday season, and you're trying to figure out how to choose your items, how to decorate. Well, what do you do and what do you don't do? Here is one of the topics I love covering, which is color. When you're choosing that ornament or you're choosing that item, how do you know what's going to stand the test of time? I think it's the shine, luster, and the color of the item. And I'm going to start first with this item right off the board. Here is some holiday bells. And yeah, I'm in production light, so I want to get in a little tighter so you can see the item. It's a little bit dark. It's darker of a red hue in real life. Here it's coming up a little bit pinkish. And it has a beautiful band in it. But what you do notice when I show the item to you is that there's a lot of shine. There is a lot of shine. And you see how much shine is in the incredible item. What I want you to understand is that this is not a new item. This is not a new item. But at the time it was made, it worked. It worked because it had a lot of good fabrication in which it was made. Let's understand, this was not an expensive item, folks. This is probably $8 or less. This is a double set of bells. They sold them in red, green, and gold at the time, and came with a band on it. This is exactly how it's sold. The little bit of ribbing inside here has come loose. I have the hot glue gun again. But look at the incredible shine of the item. What I'm going with here is very simple. Choose items that have that decadent luster, shine, that will stand the test of time, because you got to store it, you got to take it out, store it and take it out year after year, and after 10, 20 years, you're going to say, it still looks great. It still looks great. What's in the case of this item is that you got a lot of shine in here. You got the bells below that actually look better on camera than they do in person. You got the ribbon that has an inherent shine in the ribbon. Let me bring it a little closer in there. And then you have the bells that have a three-dimensional surfacing to them. They're red with with almost like a brushed metal surface to it. You know that tin roof that they put in some kitchens? You know, you get those sheets of tin and you put it on the ceiling. That's what this feels like it's made of. It's very, very light. It's very, very light. That's the inside. And look how well it has sustained itself. Now, in the case of shine, there's a contrast. And I'm going to use another item. I keep on looking at the microphone to make sure I don't turn myself off here. Here is another item that I have for holidays, which is the antithesis of shine. Here is a scarecrow. And you may say, oh, that's for Halloween. No, I use it for Christmas. It is a scarecrow. There's no shine in it. It is just very earthy. Very, very earthy. Look how different it is to this item. Now, why will this sustain the test of time in a different way than this one? This one is a glossy look. So if you need a glossy look, then this works. If you need a more sedate look where you're doing it, this works. Where do I usually couple this? I couple this on the garland, of course, at the end of the garland, at the end of the staircase, at the end of the pillar. I don't put it on a tree; it's too heavy. I put it as sort of an accent piece at the end. It radiates. It looks like royalty. It looks like royalty, and it's not. I think I either got a Target or Home Depot or a Walmart. I mean, it was $8. It was just made well. You feel the substance of the item because of the shine. Now, this, on the other hand, you're going to buy it for a different reason because of the workmanship of the item. Let's see. I can't even put the bills down because they're so well made. They're going to roll away. Here is the workmanship of the item. You see the straw of the hair. You see her little flower in her ear. Is that Voting Victoria? Is that Simplistic Sally? I don't know. Is that calendar calling? Maybe it is. The great news is that she just looks cheerful, and you want that cheer in the room. You will buy her because she brings cheer. She has a lot of workmanship, and she's sort of transitional. I mean, she's non-generational. You won't know what generation she's in if you put her out for Christmas 30 years from now. You won't know if she's from the 60s or the 80s or the 90s. She's just an artsy, craftsy little gal. And what is she? Don't know. Straw little lady. It has a little bit of like a beehive. Her flower in her ear is made to look like a little bit of a beehive. Look at that up close. How adorable is it? Sometimes I feel like this is QVC. It's so adorable. You can do it in 3 different colors. Buy it now. It's a special value today. But she has a little straw feet at the bottom. And that just shows you how, something. Oh, she has a little bag on the side. Isn't that adorable? You don't notice these things when you just sort of, have them around. You don't just notice them when they're having around. And then you appreciate it. So, and people will appreciate as well. When you have a guest that comes over, they often notice things in ways you don't notice it because you just happen to have it. You've had it for, 5 years, 10 years. And they're like, what is that? I like that. Where'd you get that? I want it. No, it's 20, 30 years ago. I don't know where I got it. And she has a little bag. And you're like, oh, she has a bag? I didn't know she has a bag. When did you get a bag? I didn't know you had a bag. And then you're like, oh, okay, now I'm appreciating my ornaments better than I knew they were. And that's why sometimes a craftsy Christmas works. Craftsy. CRAFT. Do you like a crafty Christmas? Do you like crafts, arts and crafts for your Christmas? I know a lot of people have talked about this in the chats in our recent shows this week, that they like homemade items. And you do. I mean, if you're a parent, you like that decoration, that ornament your son or daughter made in kindergarten. You keep it on the tree and you keep it preserved every year. But do you like arts and crafts? Jump on the live chat. I'm going to jump on the live chat for just a second. Do you like arts and crafts for Christmas? And do you want them bought, or do you make them yourselves, or you do both? And I remember, I think it was Dragon and Ann who had very great comments, and I think it was Bob Bacon as well, said, I have this thing that I made or I bought, and I don't know where I bought it. I think it was on the mug show that we talked about. Dragon said I had a mug made out of glass beads. And I said, oh, how do you clean that? But it sounds wonderful. So here we go. What is your name? Thank you for joining the show. What is your name? So this character is a dog. I would call him a Christmas poodle. Yeah, you're only gonna see a Christmas poodle in LA. What'd you happen today, honey? I watched LA. Oh, what'd you learn? I learned about Christmas poodles. We need to get money. Why is he talking about Christmas poodles? So here's a Christmas poodle. Has a cute little bell in the front. Has a little or acorn on one side with a white frosting. Has this adorable little red band going around his neck to keep him warm. At the top, I think I left some extra garland mistletoe stuff on his face. At the top, he has an ear and 2 heads. You just sort of readjust it when it's the end of the season. They get bent. You just sort of re-bend them into position. I don't want to do it right now because I'll break it. I'm holding him by his cute little feet. I mean, he has legs, and he's ready to trounce right into Bernie's office, ask for MSCs. I mean, he has a little bell in the corner. Just adorable. Strange? Yeah, it is strange. I remember when I first bought it, I'm like, what is that? Is it a dog? It's a Christmas dog, holiday dog. It's a tree done as a dog. It's a fake garland. I don't know what that isn't. And to this day, I've kept it because it's like, don't even know what it is to this day. I have no idea what it is to this day. And that is why you buy things during the holiday season for the holiday decor, because you don't have to know why it works. It works. You don't have to have a clear explanation to why you have that holiday ornaments. There's a lot of friends you probably have that just walk in and you're like, you have an alligator eating a rhinoceros as a holiday decoration. That's sort of sad. It's eating something. Yeah, but it tells a story. And often that story is something you want to tell. Let me jump in the live chat and see some of your reactions right off the board. I know you have some stuff that is hysterical. So there's Anne. Of course, Anne has something great. We have sculpted Charlie Brown Christmas scenes out of sculpted clay. Oh, I love that. That sounds wonderful. Shannon says, I've been painting Christmas stuff for weeks. My favorite is a shed made, and then I add lights in it, and then put a pine garland on it and a cone. I love that, Shannon. You know what's very popular here, along with what Shannon talked about, and you may have seen in your stores. Ross and Marshalls did a lot of this last year. Was they take the old Woody, and I featured it last year on this channel actually on Holidays LA 20 season 1. They take the old Woody, a beautiful red one, and they'll put a Christmas tree on the roof on the roof of the Woody and paint it. And it's a very, and you'll see it in your Ross or Marshalls department stores, I think for like 15, but you go to home improvement stores, they'll try to sell for like 60. They sell them out. Everyone loves it. Let's see some more of the incredible comments. Loved your comments. Carol says, yes, bows and branches and bells. Everyone loves bells. People love bells. Bonnie says, absolutely love LA, making holiday decor for my family. What type of holiday decor are you making, Bonnie? Jump in the live chat. Congress is very crafty. Carmen says, Congress is very crafty. There you go. My daughter makes custom dolls for her friends. Wow, says Anne. That is incredible. Carol says, how about a bit of mistletoe on her hat? Yeah, that would be good. Absolutely. There's Bonnie. My daughter built a doll house for Christmas decorations she made when she was about 10 years old. Wow, that sounds incredible. That sounds incredible. There's Anne. I built a miniature house with lights for our lawn display. Oh, wow, and it's weather resistance. My mom puts bows on herbs. On hers. That said, on herbs. It would be nice to put bows on herbs. I mean, you just have some, like, you know, some some basil plants. Just put a Christmas bow on it. Yeah, what is that? It's a basil tree. No, it's just a pot of basil, and you put a bow on it. But thank you for that comment from Lisa. Let's see some more of this stuff in the live chat. Very crafty group in here. We're very, very crafty. There's Denise Brown with a very nice Christmas trees across the board. Let's turn. Someone in the commercial break said, "Did he say holidays cookies or holidays cooking?" No, I said holidays cookings. Yeah, it's my accent. Holiday cookies. So when you talk about the holiday cookies, you love to make them. I know you do. And one of the best things the viewers of this channel like to do is talk about food. And often we see the viewers really shine with their best deliveries. And when we talk about cookies, the question is, what type of cookie do you like to make for the holiday season? What type of cookies do you like to make for the holiday seasons? I like to make cookies all the time, so I don't know if I qualify. But what type of cookies do you like to make for the holiday season? And if it's a cookie we don't know what it is, it has a strange name, maybe it's like, you know, the stimulus cookie, or the lobster cookie at the McCullough residence, then jump in the live chat and tell me what type of cookie it is. Shannon says, yes, a few years ago, we put a bow on an aloe plant. Is that what it says? We put Christmas lights on an aloe plant. I love that. You know why I laugh about Shannon's story was to buy stuff for the set for our holiday decor. You know what I saw in the department store, in the home improvement store? They had cactuses that were grown in these bizarro colors: purple, green, red, and yellow. And I thought, if I put that on the set, someone's gonna say I spray painted a cactus. They're never gonna believe that I bought a cactus looking like that. There you go. Awesome, beautiful decorations everywhere from Christmas, says Anita Rivera. Makes everyone feels Christmassy. So amazing. Cookies are delicious. Absolutely. Before the commercial break, I had given you a teaser, and I want to give you the teaser right now. In fact, I think I gave it at the opening of the show as well. Sirloin, LALATE, Blaine 66, Calcino. When is it coming? It's coming tonight. Tonight, Calcino makes his big debut, and it comes in the normal sirloin time slots at 8 o'clock tonight. For the first time ever, the season premiere of Sirloin of LALATE and Blaine 66 in Calcino comes tonight. It's 8 o'clock. They have a lot to say. They have a lot to say. It's a humor-only broadcast. You're going to feature everything. The Teal Monster, air tagging, meatless tacos. It's all in there, and they're all back, and they're eating lawns all the place. except perhaps in the metaverse. It's Calcino coming tonight at 8 o'clock Pacific Standard Time, which is 11 o'clock Eastern Standard Time. Don't miss it. It's the debut of the new show we've been talking about on the channel, Calcino coming tonight. Let me jump back in live chat. Let's talk about those cookies. Computer cookies. No, not so tasty. I love Russian tea cookies. Oh, Lisa, that sounds wonderful. Anne says, sugar cookies to decorate. We did make a lobster cookie for you. Snicker cookies, snickerdoodles, says Amy. Very, very common. Snickerdoodle cookies. Oh, sounds wonderful. Bonnie Cal says, love a stained glass cookie. They're fun to make with the kids. Stained glass cookies sounds wonderful. There's Laura with the cookie emoji. Perfect timing. Wonderful. Stained glass cookies. I wonder what stained glass cookie looks like. And can you do a snickerdoodle as a stained glass cookies? Reactions already coming in. There's Shannon and Ann already reacting to the news that Calcino is tonight at 8 o'clock. Apple spice cookies. Oh, that sounds delicious, Denise. Apple spice cookies? Oh, okay. You won me there on that one. American Patriot, here are some good cookies for you, says says Lorraine C. Candy canes. Yeah, candy canes are wonderful. If you're just joining this live broadcast, let me recap what we've covered so far today. First, early in the stimulus part of the recording, we covered that Chuck Schumer has now signaled that the RECON will go to a vote by December 25th and become a law. Will he get that done? I analyze it tonight on Afternoons LA, which is coming up at 3 o'clock, the brand new show, and the Evenings LA show at 5 o'clock. I'm going to also go over my analysis of the situation and what I want you to understand going into these final big days. We're also going to go over that critical December 15th date, which is when the Federal Reserve is going to meet and announce whether there's a faster tapering and new interest rate spikes. This is very important for you for many regards. So that's featured tonight on Evenings LA and Afternoons LA at 3 o'clock. This show takes you to the 1 o'clock Afternoons LA. Early in this broadcast, we're going over how to choose ornaments that sometimes don't make sense, or choose decorations that sometimes don't make sense. And here was one of them, which is just sort of like a poodle dog ornament. What's his name? And sometimes you just want to buy the thing because it don't make sense, because it just brings us charm to you. We had an adorable a doll, I guess you would say a doll, because a lot of viewers have said, I love dolls during the holiday, that just had a lot of decoration to it. Very crafty. American and viewers in the live chat say, I love the doll. Here are some holiday bells. And I talked specifically led with this bells because I said, hey, you got to go with shine. Shine always stands the test of time, especially if it was well manufactured at the time of purchase. It doesn't have to be expensive to be well manufactured. And here you have a lot of shine because they put a lot of good cluster. This is metal or tin. They processed it well at the time they painted it. The painting and the processing really brought out that decadence, and they coupled it with some bells that have a lot of shine to them, and a ribbon that has some inherent gold luster in the bell. It was a cheap item when you bought it, but it's going to stand the test of time because it was well manufactured. Always opt for an item that is well manufactured because it's going to really bring that holiday spirit to your family across the board. Let's jump back in live chat. Carol with rum cup cookies. Okay. Apple spice and the rum cup are both killing me here. I love it across the board. Very, very fun. Very, very delicious. Is MSC multiple stimulus checks? Is that being the IRS stimulus checks? Judy, yes. So MSC is an acronym only really used on this channel. You don't want to use it when advocating because no one else uses it except here. It refers to at least one or more IRS stimulus checks. White mocha chocolates. Now that sounds wonderful. It sounds like something I eat all the time. That comes from American Patriot. Chocolate chip cookie, says Lisa Vaughn. Yeah, that's me, in about 10 minutes from now. That's me, after morning's LA and before holidays LA. Is that a reindeer, says Lorraine? Oh, it could be. You see, that's the benefit of it. If Lorraine had walked into the set, say, I love your reindeer guy, and I'd be like, what reindeer guy? This is a poodle. And she's like, reindeer? That's a poodle. And I'm like, no, it's a poodle. It looks like a poodle. And she's like, no, it's a reindeer. And that's why you want to buy these items, because when you don't know what it is, it's a common piece for people who come over the house. She's like, Is that an alpaca or a llama? I don't know, but he's singing "Merry Christmas" when you press his belly. And that's why it works across the board. Let's jump in some more of the comments. There is Heather Kean, finger cookies, thumbprint cookies, chocolate drop cookies. I saw a chocolate drop cookie. It was for Halloween, where they then put a red element on top of it. It looked wonderful. I think it was like on a Twitter post, one of those Twitter videos, and I watched and it was like total prep time, 3 hours. I'm like, yeah, that's the devil right there. Making a cookie that takes me 3 hours. I like something that's quick eye. Buckeyes are delicious. No, Buckies are delicious. I don't know what a lot of these things are. If you don't know what some of these cookies are, jump in live chat as well, because I feel like I am a cookie novice. I feel like I'm cookie 101 because I'm seeing some of these cookies. I'm like, what is it? But it sounds wonderful. Almond crescents shaped like candy canes. Okay, now that's brilliant. That's brilliant. Carol with almond crescents, crescents, shaped like candy canes. That's brilliant. So, Carol, what do you do? Uh, do you paint them with food coloring? I mean, you don't leave them the almond color, or do you put the food dye in the baking process, or do you just buy the crescents and then shape them? That's a sort of brilliant idea. You just buy croissants and then decorate them with a glaze. Those bells will look good on sirloin too. I've been seeing some good sirloin jokes. I mean, I saw one sirloin comment by Sandy yesterday. I was like, that is not funny, Sandy. She said, I ate sirloin for dinner. I'm like, Sandy, you don't say that. I mean, you can say it to me, but you don't say it to sirloin. I had you for dinner. I'm like, no, that means he's dead. He can't be dead because we have to have a new series with him. So don't be eating my cast members before we bring them on air. Sirloin made cookies, says Bob Bacon. See, there's Ann. She doesn't know some of these cookies either. I feel like I'm a cooking novice. What's a buckeye? I want one. Um, Erica, where do you go for the website for the mortgage assistance in Kentucky? You don't go to a website. There is no clearinghouse for this information. You want to reach out to the 6 places which are featured on Afternoons LA coming up right out of this video. 6 places, a phone call. You have to make phone calls. You're going to meet Johnny, who made 15 phone calls in 1 week to get 7 programs approved. It's not simple as you go into a website and fill out an application. Chocolate chip cookies with Hershey Kisses. Yeah, that's lunch, breakfast, and dinner for me daily. Almond crescents. It just sounds wonderful. Hey, Allied, says Mary. Love you back. Hey, Mary, how are you? Peanut butter cookies are yummy. Yeah, daily. Buckeyes are candies made with chocolate and peanut butter. Oh, Buckeyes are chocolate and peanut butter. Wow, that sounds wonderful. And there you go. What a big show. That was a lot of fun. That was a lot of fun. If you did not catch the breaking news, there has been a lot of it today and the last 2 days. Let me find where I am so I go back into air. There I am. Hi, how are you? First, the big news is that if you love sirloin, Javita Lane, and Blaine 66, they're coming back in a new show. It's called Calcino. The breaking news you're hearing for the first time ever, it's a spoiler. It's an alert. You haven't heard it anywhere else until now. Is that show debuts tonight at 8 o'clock. It's in the normal sirloin time slot. Number 2, if you like Holidays LA, the other breaking news is that Holidays LA is always on this channel in 2 time slots. What? I did not know that. Yes, Holidays LA is now on this time slot live on air, and then an encore performance of it is now in Street and Stimulus every night at 7 o'clock. So if you like Holidays LA, you like talking about Christmas tree and Christmas ornaments, it's a live chat. So you can do it one more time. It's an encore performance, not the same show for the same day, but a prior show. It's an encore performance every day at 7 o'clock. So you will have Evenings LA at 5. You have Evenings Countdown at 6 o'clock. You'll then have Street and Stimulus, which is really Holidays LA Encore. And then the new Calcino at 8 o'clock. What a quadruple hitter. What a quadruple hitter. It's 4 hours of fun, nonstop. Wow. It's every day starting tonight on this channel. And then, of course, we got shows at 9, 10, 11:30 as well. And with that, I'm so excited you could join me. Join me next to the 1 o'clock afternoon show. It's coming up right after this show. If you have any questions about rent, utilities, and food, how to get it, it's covered in that show. And then we have the big new evening afternoons at LA at 3 o'clock and the big new evenings at LA as well at 5 o'clock. Stay informed, stay focused. Make sure you subscribe. Go into this video, hit that like button. Have a beautiful holidays. Keep on sending those incredible messages. If you've had big success stories for rent and utilities as well, send them to me. I'll feature them tonight on Evenings LA. Have a beautiful evening. Always stay here. Always stay happy. Always stay smiling. Have a beautiful holidays. And stay with holidays at LA for more.